What is up, guys? Man, that was a wild race yesterday, all thanks to Levi Kitchen. But today I'm going to talk about the 450s and Hunter Lawrence. Damn, he looked good out there. But I think he's going to have to take out his brother, or at least rough him up. But I'll explain all that. And Eli Tomac still has a chance, and I think this might be his last chance ever to win a somewhat major championship. And listening to Ricky Carmichael is just painful. I mean, he literally is like a drunk uncle just spouting off random stuff, but I'll break that down too. If you haven't tried Nano Extreme and you have some aches and pains, I don't know why you haven't tried it. This stuff's amazing. Click the link, get yourself some Nano Extreme, use code Cooksy and get free shipping. If you need a rehydration drink and you're tired of Gatorade and these really sugary drinks that just cause more problems than they do help, use Energy Fuel. I'm telling you, this stuff, Coach had almost all his guys at Loretta Lynn's using it. He got a couple championships. Head over to Complete Racing Solutions and get yourself some Energy Fuel. Alias MX gear, this stuff is so high quality. I've been using the gloves they sent me to go ride my new Power Sports electric bike, and I don't know how they did it, but they're so dang comfortable. Head over to Alias MX and get your gear before it sells out, because they do have limited amounts of their gear.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So Hunter Lawrence came out on fire. I mean, he got that start, and I knew it was going to be a hard track to pass on, but I figured Jett and his incredible technical ability would be able to, but I didn't know he was going to start in dead last or second to last. I mean, that was a bad start. That's about as bad as you can get. The only guy that was worse was Mitchell Harrison, and I think he was just kind of rolling around just trying to get through the first turn. But before I break down Hunter's awesome day and how good he rode, I want to point out all three guys on the podium ran a paddle tire. These things have to go. They need to be outlawed. They shred the track. They make it a lot more dangerous. When you see these guys with these nasty high sides, or they'll blow left, blow right, a lot of that has to do with the paddle tire. The problem is it's so effective when you can get it inside a rut or in the sand that you have to use it. Problem is the tire's so effective in the sand and deep ruts, and it's not bad enough on the hard pack that you have to use it. If you want to win races, you have to. And this will destroy tracks, increase speeds, and increase the danger significantly. These things need to be banned. I'm telling you, just limit knobby height and you will slow the sport down. You will keep tracks. They're dirt bikes. It's going to get chopped up, but it's going to get way less. You're not going to have these like ruts that are so deep that foot pegs are dragging everywhere. You're going to get ruts that look like, go watch a video from, I don't know, 2003, 2004. The tracks got torn up. The tires were not ripping these giant trenches like they are now. And this would not hurt anyone. This will not hurt anyone. Everyone will have to use the same knobby height, and all it will do is slow it down and make it safer. I talked to the guys at Dunlop. They said they could do a rolling change as long as they had a year or two to clear out the current inventory. They could switch out, no problem. But they have to move on this like yesterday. Allow these stupid paddle tires for another year or two. Hopefully nothing disastrous happens. And then after that, we roll into knobby heights of like 3/4 inch. And if everybody's on the same one, there's no advantage to anyone. That's just how it goes. And with 2 years of development, the other tire manufacturers could do this too. They get the traction out of the carcass. You use the carcass to get traction and it doesn't shred your track nearly as much. I promise you, a lot of local track owners are probably wanting to ban these things anyway because their tracks are just unrideable after a bunch of dudes go out there with a scoop tire. It's crazy. If I had a track, I would ban scoop tires. So seeing Hunter go out there in that first moto and just drop the hammer, I mean, he looked so perfect out there. He reminds me of Ryan Dungey. And in any other generation, if his brother wasn't there, he'd have a lot of titles. He'd be considered one of the all-time greats. The problem is his little brother, who learned from him, is just a little bit better. And the other thing is, his brother has no fear riding around him. Now, if Hunter wants to win this championship, he's going to have to rough up little brother. Now, I'm not saying go in there and blast him like Kitchen did to Deegan. I'm saying he needs to not be able to just go on the outside. If you watch the way Jett rides around Hunter, it's not the same way he rides around Sexton. He is very careful. He guards the insides when Sexton's there because he knows Sexton's not scared and Sexton will put him off the track. With Hunter, he can ride like he's on the track by himself. He knows no matter what he does, his brother's not going to hit him. The comparison I make is, okay, so if you go up to bat against a Major League Baseball, like a pitcher, they're throwing that thing 90 miles an hour. And if you're 100% confident that you're not going to get hit by that ball, you're comfortable and you'll stand in there and you'll take a swing at it. When you go up there and you're not sure if that guy's going to hit you, that's why pitchers do blowbacks. It changes the entire at-bat. It was funny. One of my best friends growing up played for the Giants, and he was a pro pitcher. And when he was pitching for the Giants, I said, in the offseason, let me just see if I can get a hit off you. I want to see if I can go up against a true major league pitcher. And he's like, but I'm like, don't hit me. And he's like, well, I can't make any promises. I need you uncomfortable. I'm like, you're going to brush me back? He's like, I might. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'm good. I don't need to hit against a major league pitcher. But that put in the emphasis of how big a deal it was that you need to be uncomfortable. And right now, Jett is not uncomfortable around Hunter. Hunter needs to make him a little bit uncomfortable if he wants to win. Now, I have an older brother that I race with who's really good, and I learned a ton from him. And we had a kind of a, I wouldn't say similar relationship, but he was a pro first. I came up, learned from him, and I had a little bit more talent than my brother did, but he had that grit. It's easier when you come up behind someone who's already paved the way for you. You get to learn from their mistakes instead of having to make them all. But I'll tell you what, my brother absolutely would not let me have this thing. He would push me off the track, do whatever he needed to do. But don't get me wrong, he wouldn't do it if it gave someone else a chance to win. So if Eli's right there, my brother would not blast me knowing that someone else could take the win. But if it come down to me and him, he would send me into the front row, no problem. And I think Hunter needs to take up this exact same attitude. When it's him and Jett, it's fair game. As long as they're not going to take each other out and let Eli or someone else get in there and steal that win, they need to race each other like true competitors. And Hunter's the one that has to do it. He's the one lacking on talent. He's the one lacking on speed. He's the one that needs to make Jett uncomfortable out there. But make no mistake about it, I'm not saying go out there and just clean your brother out. He would protect his brother to the end, much like me and my brother. One time we were at a pool hall, and my brother, he was kind of a bully. He claims he was just building character, and it did. It built a lot of character. Or at least that's what he keeps telling me is the reason that he bullied me. But we're playing pool, and I had like a good shot or something. So he takes the stick and goes right across my face. I was like, what? You just hit me with your stick? So I turned and hit him with mine like a baseball bat. Wham, right in the ribs. He's doubled over. This big cowboy comes over and says, hey, calm down, or I'll whip both of you. We're just hitting each other with pool sticks. We look at each other like, all right, should we get him? Instantly. Like, we can mess with each other, but you can't. And in this situation, Eli is that big cowboy, and they will turn on him. And everybody's going to be like, oh, this is for $1 million. Of course you're going to take out your brother. Honestly, both these guys have done well in their career. I don't think either one of them is worried about money, and they probably won't have to worry about money for the rest of their lives. And they are close enough that if one guy wins the million and the other guy needs money, he'll give it to him. That's just how they operate as a family. So it's not about the money. It's about the legacy. It's about wanting to win. It's about that competitive instinct and the drive to push each other. And I really think Hunter's ready. He wants his win. He should have had multiple championships. He should have a Ryan Dungey type career. If it wasn't for his brother, he absolutely would. He wants this one, and he's going to go get it. And I really think Hunter's going to win in Las Vegas, but he's going to have to. If he doesn't get rough with Jett, it won't happen, but I think he will. Now, the only guy left that could really get in the mix is Eli Tomac. He doesn't control his own destiny, but if they were to take each other out, he could ride through and easily get this win. I don't think that's happening, but I am pulling for something to happen. This is Eli's last real chance at a major win. He's joining KTM next year. He's on the wrong side of 30. I don't see him getting better changing teams this late in his career. Historically, everybody who's gone to KTM late in their career has been a disaster. In all fairness, KTM was a different company when McGrath went there, but just historically has not been a good place to go at the end of your career. And I don't want to hear it was great for Dungey. Dungey went in his prime. He didn't do it in the tail end. He went in his prime, and he helped develop KTM into the winners that they are now. But if Eli cannot close out this final race with a win or the championship, honestly, I don't know if we ever see Eli win again. I'm okay with him riding around being a second to sixth place type of guy and just making money and doing his thing. Like I've said, race as long as you want to, but I think his days of being a consistent winner are over. And that is sad to say because he is just a staple of this sport. Everybody loves Eli. It was very cool for Chad Reed the last couple years, no matter where he was at. If he had any flash of anything, the crowd exploded. You get to be loved no matter what, and that's what Eli will get to feel the next year or two as long as he decides to keep racing. Go out there, enjoy the love, and have some fun, make some money. If you need to ship anything, use Precision Transport. That's pretransport.com, a family-owned shipping company. And if you're in charge of logistics at your business and you want to look like a rock star, head over to pretransport.com and check out their options. They will help you make a ton for your company and probably get you a promotion. Strapped, goggles, glasses, shirts. Head over to ridestrap.com, and just a really cool patriotic company. Chris does a great job with this company. He got me this shirt. He does almost all the cool shirts you see. Those come from Ride Strapped. So head over to Ride Strapped and check that out. Boy, I was disappointed in Chase Sexton. He just didn't have it. Maybe it was because he didn't run the paddle tire. I don't know what the deal was, but he didn't look like the guy that I've seen in Supercross, that I've seen when he's going for wins. He looked like a guy riding 100% when he normally rides 110%. And maybe that's a good thing. He signed with Kawasaki. He's got a lot of this off season for Chase Sexton is incredibly important. If he were to get hurt and miss out on 2 months of testing with Kawasaki and roll into Anaheim cold, this could screw up all of 2026. I'll bet you he is really regretting the fact that he said that he would race the Motocross of Nations. I mean, that's like 2 more weeks that he can't get on the Kawasaki and go test and get ready for the series that he really wants to go race. Yes, it's cool when these guys win the Motocross of Nations for the country, but they have to do it every single year. They get no money. It's the biggest fraud in sports, how much money. This event generates $20 million. The riders get almost nothing. If there's anyone else that wants to ride for the country, I think they should just raise their hand and say, hey, I'll take your spot, Sexton. And he'll be like, oh, okay, no problem. But what I think Sexton should do is get on that Kawasaki, test, and maybe not do the whole World Supercross series because you don't want to be burned out heading into 2026. And the World Supercross, the way it's set up, it truly is like a preseason for Anaheim 1. It finishes up in mid-December this year, which gives you, 2-3 weeks after that to get to Anaheim. These dudes are going to be at their highest level, and it'll be like they're jumping into a series that's already running when they get to A1, where some of these other guys are going to be jumping in cold after 3 months off. I think you're going to see a big advantage by all the guys that race World Supercross when they get to A1, at least for the first few rounds, because they'll be up to speed. They got their gate drops. They're ready to go. But I think Chase Sexton should test for the Kawasaki, get it to where he likes it, get it to where he thinks he's good to go. Then he needs to go race Australia or South Africa World Supercross. What a great way to find out where you're at with your bike with a couple weeks before Anaheim 1. It still gives you time to make the changes that you need, but you get a true race test, and that's something you just don't get. You know, it's so hard. It might feel so good at the practice track, but when you get to a real race, it's just different. I hope Kawasaki and Sexton figure out a way to go do 1 or 2 of the World Supercross rounds, because it would add a lot to the series and would also help him coming into 2026. Man, I thought Ken Roczen was going to get the podium. This dude just blows my mind. He is crazy talented on a dirt bike. He's out there on a 20-year-old Suzuki, and I know he's comfortable and he's made it look good, but the bike's 20 years old in development. It is not anything like the other bikes, but he's made that thing competitive. He's that good. It just goes to show that no matter what you do, is if you feel comfortable, if a rider needs something that's awkward that the engineers don't like, but the rider feels comfortable, you give it to him, because you can get results like what Ken Roczen's getting on the Suzuki. When you feel comfortable, you feel confident. When you feel confident, you go faster. And that's what Ken Roczen's doing. But he hasn't raced all summer. He came in, he had the cramps at Unadilla, looked a little bit gassed out in South Carolina. I wasn't sure if his fitness would catch up this week. It did better. He got second in that first moto, but that was it. He emptied the tank in the first moto. He had nothing left. The second moto, rode around, looked pretty good, but he might get a podium this week. But I think what he's doing is he's really prepping. He wants that World Supercross Championship back. Tomac took it from him last year, and he wants it back. And that's a real championship. The super duper national world championship, it's like the Monster Cup. Yes, it's really cool, but in the end, nobody's going to care. I tried pushing the narrative that it would matter, but seeing the way they treated it, where they did one moto, I'm out. I'm out on super duper world national championship. At least in the sense of being a major championship. Now, Monster Cup was a pretty big deal to win. If you won the Monster Cup, that's a big race. That's what super duper world national championship is. But the World Supercross Championship, that's a real one. No, it's not as important as the American Supercross, American Outdoors, or MXGP, but it's the next one. And as it grows and as it gets better, and this year with this many more riders, it means a lot. It's a big deal to win the World Supercross Championship. And Ken Roczen wants it really bad, and I think he might get it back this year. Cooper Webb looks like he's building. He looked a lot more comfortable, but these are just off-season races for him. He's getting back in it. He's finding his rhythm. He'll be ready to go at Anaheim 1 or World Supercross. Once again, he's using World Supercross to prepare for American Supercross, so he will be dialed in. And Justin Cooper, man, he shows flashes of brilliance that just blow my mind, but he looks burned out. He's the only guy that's done every single race this year, and it's showing. He just doesn't have that fire, that pep, that readiness to go battle like it's the first round. This weekend will be his 31st major race in a row. That's crazy. And then he's going to go do World Supercross? Oh boy. Now, I'm all for World Supercross, but J. Coop, you need a break, my man. Please take a break between then. So Ricky Carmichael, my heck, this has got to be the worst announcer in all of sports, not just our sport, all of sports. He reminds me of everyone has that one drunk uncle that shows up. He raced in the 90s, so he knows a little bit, but he has no idea, but he acts like he knows everything because he raced, but he's only watched one race this year. That's Ricky Carmichael, saying Jett Lawrence needs to work on his early race speed. What? What are you talking about? He's an idiot. He has no idea. He's the best rider to ever do it, but clearly he doesn't study it, pay attention, or at least understand how this sport actually works nowadays. He's your drunk uncle. He does not belong on the broadcast. He frustrated me cutting off James Stewart with James is making good points. And what sucks is I heard James make a lot more mistakes than he normally does. That stupid that Ricky has, it's like contagious. You hear it wearing off on all the other guys when he's around. He is a virus to the booth, and he's got to go. He is the GOAT of crappy announcing. He is the GOAT of ruining the broadcasts. The dude sucks, and he's also kind of a dick off the track. Thank you, members. I appreciate everything. 3 of you are going to get $100 gift cards to Veltrogen Peptides. Head over there. They've got all the peptides you need. They're actually based in the United States, so if you place an order, you get your order within a couple days. And then in December, we're giving away the new Power Sports XQi3 electric motorcycle. Damn, these are fun. If you have not got on the electric motorcycles for buzzing around your neighborhood, jumping curbs, I'm telling you, you're missing out. If you're a member, maybe you'll win it, and you can come ride with us in January out in California. Thank you, guys. Here's your member of the day.
Let's start this off by saying, we got them. The illegal sale of American motorcycle racing. I present a case that reveals how the American Motorcyclist Association's 2008 sale of its racing properties constituted an illegal transfer of public trust into private hands. My name's B. Mazy, and I'm here to stir shit up. So I made a song for you guys. You know, it's crazy that the riders still gotta pay to race, even though these guys are just filling their pockets because they're money-hungry, greedy, stupid mother, ex-circus owners, but still got the same mindset for the Supercross. Screw Feld, screw the AMA, and screw Rob Dingman. I'm reading your obituary. It says you died in 2008. I guess selling souls is a business, 'cause you gave it all away. But your cause of death was suspicious. Lord knows your soul was lost. I am just a witness, 'cause I know who killed motocross. 'Cause I know who killed motocross. This is the arraignment for NASCAR failed entertainment. I am just a witness, but I gotta make a statement. I speak for the people, 'cause we can't remain complacent. The illegals hell American motorcycle racing. The devil is a wingman, his name is Rob Dingman. He wanna kill the future of the moto kids in dreamland. How selfish do you gotta be? Treat us like cheap property. Package us up and sell the whole sport to a monopoly. This is very legal, they don't care about the people. It's like NASCAR and Jordan, man, this practice is deceitful. Private entities manipulating what we love. The DMG extorting the AMA, a bunch of thugs. This happened to Planet Fitness, the dark side of business. Rest in peace to motocross, 'cause I will never forget it. And I will never forget it. Right on. I'm reading your obituary. It says you died in 2008. I guess selling souls is a business, 'cause you gave it all away. But your cause of death was suspicious. Lord knows your soul was lost. I am just a witness, 'cause I know who